Okay, so here's the update. Been working on this back half for like days now. You can see I've got leads out for the tail. I don't like those stupid little white connectors, but for now I just left it. That's lighting. I may put a standard servo plug on there, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta pick your poison. And then I have these Thunderbolt connectors. So this one is 4 and this one is just lighting. And so I've decided to make this thing splittable in half. As you can see, you know, there's a front half that goes on to here. And here it's like, I don't know, that's almost 3 feet of jet, right? So Thunderbolt connectors, which I've used on several planes. I like these Thunderbolt connectors. I like the power box connectors. I like the Thunderbolt wire, and I like the power box wire. As a matter of fact, pretty much the only thing I like about power box is their wire and their connectors. Everything else I'm kind of not too into, but you know, there's pluses and minuses with everything. So let me get my light brightened up here. And you know, I thought about putting fiberglass coverings over a lot of these wires, but you can see that I ran leads down there, and it's so far away from the thrust tube and potential heat until you get into here. And I still might cover some of this, but you know, I was like, you know what, I got it all pinned up. I don't know if you can see it because it's hard to get the camera in there, but I've got these little anchor points. I love those things, but I never use the sticky that's on there. I use E3000 and or shoe goo, but mainly E3000, 6000, whatever it is. You know, the stuff is like shoe goo. Those who know. If you don't know, well, comment and I'll update you. I'll hip you to the stuff. And so there are more connectors, more hangers, and you know, the wires run down along. And so they're so far outside the heat. And then there's one little wire that runs under that silver tape. And I was like, you know what? I love that freaking metal tape stuff. And so I ran one light wire down along the center on the lower part, and I silver taped the crap out of it. And that's the single wire that feeds the light ring around the thrust tube. And then if you look up top here, I don't even know if I can get it, but you can see the wires coming out of, and I don't think I can get it. You see the wires. Phone won't focus, so I'm sure you're dizzy now. Anyway, the wires coming out of the tail briefly run across the top and then into that servo box right there. And you can kind of see it there. They run across the top and down into there it is. Oh, that servo box, excuse me. You can see the metal tape. So that's the servo wire and the lighting wire, and they have the aluminum tape over them, and they run into that box, and then out from that box everything runs forward. And again, I thought about running fiberglass, kind of the fiberglass snakeskin stuff over them, and I'm like, you know what, it is really far from the thrust tube. I'm just adding a bunch of extra crap that it's just not gonna matter. And you know, I'm sure there's some super builders out there that will tell me otherwise, and hey, that's cool. You do you. So that's it. I'm gonna make this thing severable. So basically, that's all I need front to back. So these will be the 2 clips, lighting, and then 3 servos right here. And so you just unsnap that, and that's it. So been at this for a couple days. I haven't put the thrust tube in because I'm not going to put it in until I have all these the lighting connections and all the servo connections are fully tested, and communication is established to every single lead, because you just don't know. I mean, you spend hours and hours making all these little pin connectors. Not these are Thunderbolts, but every other connection. You can see a few in there. But you make all these connections, and it's possible. I try to be fanatical about it because, I mean, honestly, other than the lighting, one wrong connection in this harness, and pretty much your plane is gone. So I don't rush those. I take my time. Every crimp freaking matters. So we'll test those multiple times and make sure that everything is communicating properly. And that's it. Now I'm working back. I'm back in the nose of the plane, and my next project is to set the lighting control box. I've decided where it's going. That'll be in the next video. And then running all the wires to the back half to connect to these. Okay, so getting lighting controls up. I still have a few things that are being shipped. My pilot gear control box, which is FR Sky, new FR Sky box that controls braking, gyro, steering gyro, door sequencer, and 3 separate voltages. I'm really excited about this pilot gear controller box. It promises to be everything that some aren't and a little bit more. So I will do some videos on that. But for now, this is where we're at, and now that's why this is on the table, along with the wings. The servos are run, and I sent a video of the leads coming out of there. I'm getting some different servo horns. I like the Savic servo horns, but the ones I ordered are super huge, and I don't want to cut them down. So I'm ordering some aftermarket aluminum ones that are shorter. They'll be here tomorrow, and I'll work on that and get those control surfaces straightened out. The beautiful thing about a F-16 is there's no flaps. The ailerons are the flaps, are the ailerons, and so 2 less servos and horns to connect. So that's where we're at, and I'm gonna cut it off right here. And so that's the update. Later.